the liquor. We have another Lions game to review tonight, as the Lions played a game against the Cowboys of Dallas at home. And for this game, I have no background on the screen because it's time for me to introduce something new that we're going to have here for the rest of the season. Introducing the Detroit Lions drinking meter. This meter will tell us how the game is going to go. The games are going to go rest of the year. So you see here right now, the beer's drink counter is at 0. That is going to change throughout this review. So to start off this game, we find out Friday that Stafford is out once again and Jeff Driscoll is getting the start. And as you can see, the beer number has changed. Throughout this game, the offense actually played pretty well. They were actually able to keep up with the Cowboys score for score. The defense, on the other hand, well, they were able to stop Zeke. However, they couldn't stop Dak Prescott, as Dak Prescott had himself a career day for almost 450 passing yards and multiple touchdowns. And yeah, that beer's drink meter is really going haywire here. This loss is definitely on the goddamn secondary. You are not going to win many games giving up almost close to 500 fucking passing yards. Not going to happen in this high-octane league where everyone's trying to have a top offense. And to really add on how bad the secondary is, what the hell am I saying? The football gods have took a hatchet to Tracy Walker's knee as he was struck down with a knee injury. Alcohol consumption has now increased tenfold at this point. This is then we recognize the hot football gods are still cruel bastards, even to this poor franchise. As the football gods decide we haven't suffered enough punishment this year. Have a Trey Flowers and Frank Ragnow concussion injuries to the list. And more alcohol consumption increased. In fact, let's have the defense give up 30-plus points once again. Let's even have the Lions go for a 2-point conversion late in the game when it means nothing. And look at these other injuries. Deshaun Hand and Romeo Okwara, yeah, they're getting sent to purgatory. Have them get injured too for the troubles. In fact, there was no pass rush, giving Dak all day to throw, as Dak Prescott still continues his quest to get a $40 million contract. Let's be real, Cowboys. Please, for the love of God, don't give him $40 million a year. $30 million a year is overpaying him regardless. But $40 million a year, two things with that. One, you give Dak that kind of contract, you're just asking to put yourselves in cap hell. And two, that type of contract Dak wants, that's the type of shit that starts a lockout. And dear God, we do not need another lockout in sports. I don't think we have all recovered fully enough from the NHL lockout not that long ago. And NHL is almost a couple years away maybe from another one unless they can avoid it. Please avoid it for the love of God. But yeah, throughout this game, though, I'll say this about Driscoll. He played a lot better than last week. He actually looked pretty okay. He wasn't good, but he wasn't terrible. The O-line was pretty meh, and Driscoll was pretty meh. Like, offense did enough to win, just the defense, once again, couldn't hold it together. Bunch of young names that have a lot of inexperience. That's just the moral of the story. As every game the Lions have led this year, only then to collapse. Yep, and you can tell where the beer drinking meter is already. Here, let's hit another point on. The football gods even still decide we haven't suffered enough punishment. In fact, let's have a Ford Field being completely dominated by Cowboy fans throughout this game. Hell, to really hit the point that this was pretty much a road game in our own stadium, let's have the Lions come out in their white jerseys. The jerseys they normally wear on the road. Wonderful. A road game in our own stadium. What a fucking travesty. Yep, and I think that beer meter says it all. Fuck it, we're drunk. Yep, it's gotten to that point. Like, it's just been a rough week for the Lions and this fan base in general. First, you had Charles Rogers pass away, shockingly. And then earlier this week, you had Everything King, the leader of this fan base, his father passed away. By the way, I haven't said anything about the Everything King thing. I decided just stay out of it. I'll just real quick say my thoughts and prayers with him and his family. It's very tough losing a parent, I'll say that much. I've been there before. I lost my father 4.5 years ago, from a heart attack when I was 17. Like losing a parent fucks you up mentally. Like, it really messes you up. And I had to go through it at a young age. And did I mention when my dad passed, it was a week after my 17th birthday. So yeah, it was a really hard loss. But yeah, thoughts and prayers with Everything King's family and friends. At this point, all I say is everyone in DaOutsiders, DSA, Witty Mob, and the sports movement, and One Pride Riders, let's all try to stay strong during these tough times. Yep, and I think now the drinking meter really has changed a lot now that we get back on topic. It's now saying when are the other teams, Detroit teams, gonna be good. Because when you closely reflect on this team, you didn't recognize this is actually the best team, the sports team in Detroit right now. If anyone wants to say the Pistons are the best team in Detroit, I say back the fuck up. I think the Pistons' 14 straight playoff losses want to have a word with you out back. Awake me when they win a playoff game. If the Pistons can win a playoff game sometime within the next couple years, then we can throw them in the conversation for best sports team in Detroit. The Red Wings, well, they're rebuilding right now, and they're stuck in a couple awful contracts. Even still paying money to Johan Franzen, who hasn't played in goddamn how many fucking years. But Steve Eisman will have that team turn around in a couple years, so they'll probably take the best sports team in Detroit title away from the Lions in like a year or two. And the Tigers, less said about them, the better. We've gone over the Tigers multiple times. We don't need to discuss that one any further. But yeah, it was already established that the season's over for the Lions. Like, this season's over, the Lions fall to 3-6-1. They're pretty much out of the division race, out of the playoff race. All this, the loss, it increases the Lions' draft stock. Help the Lions get a top draft pick. I'd still say it, pass rusher is the biggest need on this team, along with running back, because of Kerryon Johnson's health issues. But yeah. And the football gods are still going to throw punishment to Matt Stafford, as now Stafford's back injury can go from 3 weeks to now 6 weeks. All I say is fuck it, just keep Stafford out the rest of the year. Let his back heal completely. But fuck me. I will say one thing. I was surprised the Lions kept it close. I thought this was going to turn to an ugly blowout. But like I mentioned before, the Lions fought valiantly. Just wasn't enough. So yep, Lions lose. What else is new? But yeah, I think I addressed everything here. Defense played like dog shit once again. And yep, it's tank time in Detroit. Next week, the Lions play another trash team in the Washington Redskins. 2 trash teams against each other in a tank bowl to the death. Alrighty. Well, yeah, I'm done with this game. This review went a lot longer than I thought it would. I didn't think I'd go 5 minutes with this review. I'm almost up to 10 minutes. It's like 9.5 minutes on my camera right now. But yeah. I'm not just now working mad today. Don't have the strength or the motivation to get pissed off about this loss. But yeah. That's all I gotta say, folks. Hope everyone has a great day, and yeah. Peace out.